Alright, today I'm going to be trying to replace the brake vacuum booster check valve on an R5306 Mini Cooper. These fittings are a pain in the ass. This one's particularly a pain to get to, and this one's just annoying. The reason I'm replacing these is, one, I broke the nipple on the top, and I also broke the hose a long time ago trying to pull it apart. So this one has a funky clip on it, and I think a bent pair of needle nose should be able to get in there and squeeze that properly to pull this hose. Oh, look at that. Right out just like it should. Beautiful. And the second one, so it's way down there. I mean, you can't even see it on camera. I don't even know that I could show you on camera, so I'll explain it when I get to it. There's also these two hose clamps. One is small, and that connects directly to the side of the valve for the brake booster valve. The other one is the actual intake hose clamp, and that can be reused if you take it apart properly. But if you get that off, you can move the intake hose and it'll give you just enough room to reach the screwdriver in from the right hand side if you're looking at the front of the motor. So underneath your radiator hoses on that side of the motor, the driver's side, you'll see these two connections. There's a gray hose in the foreground here that you don't want to mess with. You want to get to the one that's in the back. It's black. And what you want to do is take the longest screwdriver you can find, or whatever, flathead screwdriver, and you want to push down on that red ring. You want to push that in as you're pulling up on the hose. And what that'll do is release the tension on the hose fitting and allow it to come out of there. So it's very hard to show on camera because you can't get a camera in there. Sorry. So the installation is just the reverse process of removing it. So you can see here, the other hose is already off because I broke it, but I siliconed, RTV'd, super glued, JB welded. I did all kinds of crap to make this thing not leak and work properly so the car can function. But also, a couple of years ago, I broke this fitting trying to remove it. I couldn't get to it and just had a hell of a time. So I left it and I used zip tape. So this end pulls out after you push in a red retaining ring. Once that's pushed in, it'll release this and you can pull on it. A couple things you'll need: 5/16 socket, 1/4 inch drive is what I used with a small extension, needle nose pliers, curved tip I should say, and this is a very long flathead screwdriver. For perspective, here's my foot. And I did put a slight bend in it using my vise just so I can get in there and get some pressure using an angle. But that's all you should need to get this job done. And worst case scenario, if you can't get it done properly, you can always cut those plastic pipes that they use, which I believe are like a heat shrunk, onto these stupid fittings so they don't come off that way. And use a piece of fuel line as your connecting hose, which is what I did in the past, along with some tape on the other end because that was broken. And when that nipple breaks off, if you break it off while you're trying to fill your 6-speed automatic transmission that doesn't have a freaking fill tube or a dipstick, anyway, so that got broken and I RTV'd, siliconed, and JB welded. And it's held up for a couple weeks. It's not bad. But I'd rather it be done right.